Hey guys, this is Maggie Rose, and here is my new single, Same Sky, from my new EP, The Variety Show, Volume 1. We lay out in the grass, try to catch a falling star. We listen to our dreams in a melody coming from your car, holding on to you. Looking in your eyes, I saw it, but just like a new moon takes its turn and fades away. I used to have your heart, but your heart was made to break mine and change. Holding on to you, looking in your eyes, I see it. I see it. Oh, used to be what was mine was yours, but now I want it all back. Can't call me a baby no more. Can't tell me how to act. Only thing we share tonight is we're underneath the same sky. All of those kisses I left on your lips. Ooh, the nights we love, your hands, my hips. Oh, oh, only thing we share tonight is we're underneath the same sky. Well, so you thought I weighed you down. I thought I'd liberate you. Like I said, I'm all good. And baby, it's too late to call me on the phone. Yeah, I can see you don't get it. You don't get it, no. It used to be what was mine was yours, but now I want it all back. Can't call me baby no more. Can't tell me how to act. On the things we share tonight is we're underneath the same sky. All of those kisses I left on your lips. Ooh, the nights we love, your hands, my hips. Oh, oh, only thing we share tonight is we're underneath the same sky. Same sky, same sky, same sky. Only thing that's yours and mine. Same sky, same sky, same sky. It's the only thing we share. It used to be what was mine was yours, but now I want it all back. Can't call me baby no more. Can't tell me how to act. Only thing we share tonight is we're underneath the same sky. All of those kisses I left on your lips. Ooh, the nights we love, your hands, my hips. Oh, oh, only thing we share tonight is we're underneath the same sky. Oh, 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 same sky, same sky, same sky. Only thing we share tonight is we're underneath the same sky. Thank you. All right. Are we doing another one? All right, let's do another one. So this song is actually what I call the reprise to The Variety Show Volume 1. And I wrote it with two of my friends, Patrick Davis and Corey Crowder, who are also singer-songwriters in Nashville. And it's just basically about how even if your path doesn't turn out quite as you planned, there is beauty in the turns that it does take. And I got to film the music video for this song the 30th time I played the Grand Ole Opry, which was obviously a very special day for me, so you guys can go check that out. The song is called Broken. Life's full of broken things, like hearts, homes, and dreams. We all come from something broken. Maybe I tried to forget 'em, cover up, keep 'em all hidden, but lying here, I'm not scared, out in the open. Yeah, tonight, for the first time I feel freedom, and I don't mind showing all my jagged pieces, 'cause life's full of broken things, like hearts, homes, and dreams. We all come from something broken. Wrong turns down broken roads lead to paths you never know. Yeah, worlds collide like yours and mine. In the darkness, hold on tight. Yeah, tonight, for the first time, I feel freedom, and I don't mind showing all my jagged pieces, 'cause life's full of broken things, like hearts, homes, and dreams. We all come from something broken. We all come from something broken.
That was amazing. Hold on. Man, your voice, wow.
Thank you.
My voice is so low and so deep. Like when I heard you, I'm like, my God.
Well, you would make a great harmonizer for me then.
I'm not the most
You could
musical
do the
person.
ooh, the part.
Ooh.
That's beautiful. I loved it. Your tone is lovely.
That's the first time I've been told that, so thank you. We're here on the EdgeOnAir.com lounge, here with Maggie Rose. Maggie, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, let's talk about the two songs that you just performed. Broken, fantastic song. I definitely was crying over there. I'm not sure if you saw it, but I was crying.
Don't cry. It
was such a soulful song. How did you come up? What was the inspiration behind that song?
Well, I wrote it with two of my friends. I mentioned Patrick Davis and Corey Crowder, and I was at a point in my career where things were, there were tough obstacles that I was dealing with as an independent female artist, trying to get on country radio.
That's always a struggle.
Always a struggle. Things are sort of evolving and changing in a good direction, but we have a long, long way to go. And, they had their own share of frustrations with their path and the industry sort of slamming doors in their face. And I think it sort of poured out of us. We wrote the song in about 2 hours, which for me is pretty quick, right? Some songs take 2 weeks or 2 months or whatever. But we were just sort of talking about our acceptance of our path and how, yes, we thought we would be this one place after a certain amount of time, but instead we went in this direction and we met more people because of it. I'm getting married in a week. I would have never met my husband-to-be if I hadn't taken that path. And, I've been able to pursue all sorts of opportunities, like being a producer and writing pop music for other people and things like that, that had I just stayed in this really myopic view of life, then I would have probably missed these other opportunities. That's what it's about.
I mean, it's a fantastic song, like I said. And then you just performed Same Sky as well, your hit single. Tell me about Same Sky. How did that all come about?
So
that
Same
song?
Sky is a song that I wrote with Alex Klein, who's also a female producer like myself, and she played every instrument on the track. So the record that you
Wow.
hear is this little 100-pound girl playing everything.
She played everything?
Everything.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And we wrote it with our friend Jason Sines, who contributed a lot to our female
Empowerment.
Screw You song. And empowerment is probably a better way to put it. But it was the first time that the three of us wrote, and there was just something really magical that day. And I had one foot in pop, one foot in country, and that song sonically kind of married the two places that I've been and where I'm going.
Yeah. And you're going to be at Joe's Live in Rosemont tonight, correct?
Yes. My first time at the location on Rosemont.
How excited are you to play that?
Very excited. The one we played on Weed a couple winters ago was so much fun. And
Wait, you got to go there in winter?
I did, but everyone was there, and even people from Chicago were saying how cold it was.
Yeah.
But we had a packed house. Ed, the owner, I played Bub City now. Joe's on Weed, and now Joe's on Rosemont, so I'm making my rounds.
You're making your rounds around the country scene.
Yeah,
Here
in Chicago,
yeah.
absolutely.
Now,
But not playing all country tonight, for sure. Just a little heads up on that.
so give us a little insight, a little insight. You said you're not playing all country. What's something else that you might not be playing that's not country?
There's going to be definitely some pop tunes on it. That's why I called the EP The Variety Show, was because there's a variety of music that I've been working on for myself, for other artists that I'm collaborating with or writing for. And that's where Nashville's going, too. And having the luxury of producing it, I could kind of make every song its own event. And instead of having the same band and applying the same arrangement to every song, I got to really
Play around with it a little
think
bit.
about, like, Same Sky, what does this song deserve sonically? Love Me More, you have been playing a lot, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And that's just simple piano, because I wanted the lyrics and the melody to really take center stage there. Broken is hearkening back to country, the elements of country that I love, just fiddle, bass, and guitar, background vocals. And then Inevitable is just straight up pop, like tracks and sweeps and almost EDM beats. And I think that there's room for all of that. And an artist, to me, is interesting if they're able to be versatile, and that's what keeps me wanting to get out of bed every day and make music.
And let's talk about your EP a little bit, the Variety Show. What has the reaction been to your EP so far from your fans?
It's been really overwhelmingly supportive. I think a lot of the fans that I had and that I was trying to retain when making 2 volumes, because I wanted this to sort of be a stepping stone, they weren't surprised that this is the direction that I've taken things, because people who have been fans of my music and not necessarily country, the genre, and more of me as an individual, always sort of saw the pop sensibilities that I had and the R&B influences. So I think a lot of people have just been excited that there's new stuff and that I've acted on all those influences that are there.
And now you said you have a lot of influences. You don't like to just do country, you like to do pop, you like to dibble and dabble in a lot of things. Who are some of your musical inspirations that you get all the inspiration from?
I think it's really topical right now, but with the passing of Prince, it's been interesting to hear a lot of the conversation about his whole mentality behind his artistry. He hated categories. He hated, when his work was simplified, and I love how he is able to just be that chameleon. So I look to him as an inspiration a lot, but I grew up listening to a wide range of artists: Stones, Michael Jackson, Beatles, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Bonnie Raitt, Linda Ronstadt. It's kind of all over the place, and I think that has a lot to do with, coming from the DC area and what my parents played. Sinatra, I can't forget Sinatra.
Yeah, a lot of inspirations for sure. Now, what's the writing process like for you? As you said, you wrote one of your songs in 2 hours. There are some songs that take 2 weeks.
Yes.
A couple months. I find it really interesting, like how every artist goes about the writing. How do you approach the writing process?
I think every song is different. It has a different origin. I think my strength when it comes to writing is melody and then lyrics, and it's just being open and ready for inspiration. I think if you come up with a melody at 3 a.m, make a voice note and you will not remember it in the morning the same way. If you have a lyrical idea, just inspiration can come from anywhere, and I think you can't look at it as a 9 to 5. It needs to just be something that you're doing your homework for and not expecting to just come up with the idea once you get to the writing appointment.
So it's kind of just like a natural thing, more or less.
Yeah, and a lot of times it depends on the co-writer. You know, if we start with a title or what kind of music I'm writing. Am I writing to a track or with an acoustic guitar? And I guess there's really not one consistent answer, but that's what makes it fun. And I think that's what makes things come out that are consistently unique and fresh, is when you're kind of pulling from all these different places.
Joe Zaleski, we're here on the Edge Lounge talking with Maggie Rose. She has a show tonight at Joe's in Rosemont. Be sure to check that out as well. Now, what's an interesting fact that you can maybe tell your fans, maybe something that they don't know about you?
Well, there's a project that I am featured on right now that's not my own, but my publisher and good friend Dallas Davidson has decided to make a record, and it's called Country Boy Swagger, which fits him and his personality perfectly.
I love that title, Country Boy Swagger.
Yes.
That is a fantastic
And if you met him, you would know he's married his country roots and his love of hip-hop perfectly. He had Manny Fresh produce the whole project, and I got to be featured on this first single that he's put out, and it really coincides with what I'm doing musically, about no genre bounds, but it's very unifying. He brought myself, Manny, Big Boy from Outkast together, and we did this song for the first time at the Ryman like 10 days ago, and we've already recorded it and released it, but we finally got to perform it live. And I'm so excited about that, because I'm like, this is why I moved to Nashville 9 years ago, so I could be on a track with Manny Fresh and Big Boy and Dallas, and it's just, you never know what's going to come out of that. And I think we were all ourselves on that song, and no one was bending to fit with one another. We were just the 4 characters that we were coming together, and it was really cool. It's one of my favorite things I'm a part of right now.
And just going back to that, how awesome was it to perform that song with all those guys? I mean,
ridiculous.
That had to be amazing.
Pinch me moment. When I'm turning and singing in Big Boy's face, I was just like, what is this, my life?
What is going on right now? This can't be real. Like, am I dreaming?
Yes. And then another thing that I'm really excited about that's sort of unexpected is I've been able to get involved in production, not just of my own EP, but with another band, the Morrison Brothers Band, and they've just released their EP, and that's not what I moved to Nashville for, but it's just something that I kind of fell into, and it came very naturally, and really proud of them. They played on their own record, and I think anyone would have produced it if they got a chance to hear them and their musicianship, but I just happened to get the opportunity first.
Now, I saw on Instagram you posted a photo a little while ago of you in studio. What do you want to say about all the people who helped you, get your EP out there?
It takes an army. It absolutely takes an army. I think, my family, I'm with Play It Again Music, and it's not just a publishing company, it's a management team and a record label, and everyone is so important. Just like, they listen to my songs every day. I wrote Austin, who's also my fiance, is business partners with Dallas, and he's my song plugger. He listens to all 144 songs I turned in last year.
Wow.
And let me tell you, not all of them were hits. I mean, I'd like to think that, but...
Was he subtle about telling you, if a certain song wasn't good, or did he just, straight up tell you, this probably won't work?
Well, it's his job, and he'd be like, well, we'll find a place for this, but I'm also turning in an EDM song one day, and then, a straight-up country song like Broken another, and I think that's exciting for this team. We're trying to be progressive in Nashville and really take advantage of the evolution that's happening there. But they totally coerced all of this out of me. I got to a point before I started working with all the people I'm working with at Play It Again where I had just hit such a wall with the political obstacles that I was dealt with country radio. And Dallas saw me in the studio with the band on demo day and urged me to start producing my own stuff. And I would turn in weirder and weirder songs, and they wouldn't blink an eye. And they let me be really safe in that environment to just kind of be like a weirdo for a little bit and explore, what I wanted to say, because I hadn't totally given myself permission to do that up until maybe 2 years ago.
Now, what do you think about the country scene in Nashville right now in 2016?
I think there's a lot to be excited about. I think the quality of music and the variety of it has grown significantly. I think there's only 4 women in the top 30 right now, and that's a shame because there's a lot of really talented women coming out of Nashville, and there should be more women on the radio. But country radio and country music aren't the same thing, and I think Nashville is starting to recognize that, and there's talented people emerging from all directions that maybe hadn't come up in the typical Nashville formula.
Well, Maggie Rose, I want to thank you for joining us here on the Edge on Air Lounge, and it was a pleasure to have you in, and thank you very much. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. It was so fun. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
Quit.